Hey YouTube, it is me, Shayna of FABFITFUN and welcome back to my channel. As always, love having you guys here. Now we are back with another Insecure recap. I think this is episode 7. Honestly, I'm gonna be 100, y'all. I didn't even think this episode needed to happen. I really was not here for seeing a whole episode just about Molly. But we here. And if we talked about Issa last week, we gotta talk about Molly this week. And I decided I wanted some wings. So your girl went on Uber Eats and ordered herself some WingStop. I got some fries because fries. And then I got me a basic classic bone-in 10-piece. I got 5 Cajun, 5 smoked honey barbecue. So, and of course, always blue cheese. We don't do ranch around these parts. Y'all can keep that. So I can't wait to hop into this recap and devour some of this food. Before I do any of that, if you're new to my channel, this is your first time ever seeing this lovely face. Hi, welcome. I am Shayna of FABFITFUN. I do a little bit of everything here on this channel. So I feel as though you should go ahead and hit that red button down below and subscribe to my channel because I'm awesome. My subscribers are awesome. And you just come on in and join the awesome family. But if you are oldie but a goodie, you know I have absolutely nothing but love for you. So please, everybody, go ahead and hit the bell notification down below so that way you are notified every single time I upload a new video here on this channel. Without further ado, let's hop into this WingStop and this very lovely Molly episode. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I wasn't exactly thrilled about a whole episode geared around Molly and Andrew. I don't know. I was kind of like, okay, if we had to deal with Issa for one whole episode, I guess we got to deal with Molly for one whole episode. So, whatever. Either way, Issa was still a part of the episode, even though we didn't really see her. Now, from the beginning of the damn episode, I was already over Molly. So, y'all remember at the end of episode 6, when Issa goes to the Ethiopian place to get food, and she sees Molly on the inside and decides not to go in? So now we see Molly's perspective. So Molly saw Issa coming, decided to be like, oh shit, here we go. First of all, calm down. And then Molly had the gall, the audacity to be mad that Issa didn't want to come in. Girl, didn't you just have an attitude like 30 seconds prior to her not coming in? And then she took herself back home and was fussing at Andrew, talking about, oh, she avoided me like a day job. Ma'am, girl, so you mad at her for not coming in when she saw you, but you was gonna be mad when you was upset when you saw her. So what are we doing here? Molly, just go. You're miserable, sis. You're miserable. And Andrew is putting up with it. I don't know why, but they ain't gonna last but so long, if you ask me. Because all that was just, like, again, Molly making the situation about her. Oh, Issa was wrong. So Issa's wrong for you blowing up at her event. And quiet as it's kept, now that I have new perspective on this whole concept, there's something that's been bugging me when it comes to this whole Andrew Live Nation thing. Issa didn't go to Nathan to ask Andrew. What Issa said was that Nathan reached out. So she didn't go seeking out Nathan and say, hey, can you do this for me? They were already in the conversation about the block party. From my new perspective, I'm like, she never really said that she sought out Nathan to ask Andrew. She said Nathan reached out about the block party, and that's when she said something. So I don't even really see, this more and more is becoming like Molly's just a fucking miserable ass person. Okay. I just don't, you know? So now they're getting ready to go on this very interesting vacation with Andrew's brother and sister-in-law. I already knew this was going to be a shit show. As people like Andrew, who seem to have this real cool, down-to-earth aesthetic about them, always has crazy-ass family that's completely opposite of him. So I already saw this vacation being a whole ass problem for both Molly and for Andrew. You know, and what I don't like is that, you know, and this is where I feel like it's going to be a downfall for Molly and Andrew. One of the downfalls is that Andrew's constantly having to remind her to chill out. Constantly to remind her, like, hey, this is what's happening. Bring her, he's always bringing her back down to reality. Like, okay, let's not talk about this. Let's not do this. Let's not, And I was like, is she worked up all the time like this? Jesus. So I already knew going into this trip that they were going to butt heads. And I think Andrew genuinely does like Molly. But I feel like there's going to come a point where he's going to try to putting up with Molly. Because that's what he's doing at this point. Everything is always have to pull her back off the ledge because she's ready to jump off and be mad and run her mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing about, again, making it a big deal about what Issa is doing when Nathan FaceTimes Andrew and you hear Issa's name in the background, Issa's voice. She's like, oh, she likes difficult and she likes all this other stuff and talking trash about Nathan, who also is your man's best friend, right? And that's what Nathan was like. Andrew was like, nah, he was just dealing with some stuff. And now all the foot was in her mouth at that point because she was like, oh, well, is he okay? Does she know? And it's like, see, you running your mouth. You don't know. For a lawyer, you would think you would ask more questions, sis. You just out here assuming stuff. And that's what Andrew was like, nah, like he was just dealing with some stuff. Do I agree with how Andrew handled it? Absolutely not. But Molly out here acting like Andrew was like, did something completely ungodly to the world. Like, okay, he ghosted Issa. All right. And if Issa wants to continue to deal with this man, that's Issa's choice. You sitting up there trying to judge her based on choices that she's making when you was out here having a whole relationship with a whole married man. Let's not go there, sis. Like, you're not exactly in the ballpark to be having judgmental points on your best friend. Right. So that's when Andrew, again, had to check her like, nah, he was really dealing with some stuff and that's how he handled it. And so now she looking stupid with egg on her face again. So now one of the things I do think is going to be a major sore point, if not another downfall for Molly and Andrew, is this brother-in-law. Because I fully understood where Molly was coming from at the pool with the towel girl. Because as a Black woman who has to maneuver through this world, and we understand microaggression. We understand racism on a different level. And we don't necessarily always have to see racism as they call us the N-word, or it's like blatant, no Black people here. Like, racism is far deeper than that. So the moment where Molly goes to get a towel and the couple ahead of them didn't have to show a key card, but when Molly pulls up, the girl was like, I have to see a key card. And she's like, but the couple ahead of me didn't have that, like what's going on here? And then it becomes a whole thing. Then they get to the pool and Andrew's brother is like, well, like, but was it really that serious? We do it racism as well, this, that, and the third. So there is this high tension that's happening in the pool. And then you have Andrew's brother who's like, it wasn't that serious. I think you might have made a big deal about it. Whereas Molly's like, I'm telling you what I saw or what I experienced, and this, that, and the third. And then you have the sister-in-law is kind of like she's kind of on Molly's side, and Andrew is doing his best to defend Molly. But then the whole point of her saying, well, you guys don't understand, then it's now 3 against 1 because now all of them are, I'm assuming, are all Asian. I don't know. Not really sure of the wife's background just yet, but now they're like, oh, wait, hold up. So now Molly feels even further isolated. And I get where she was coming from because granted, yeah, they're all people of color, but people of color and Black people are 2 different things sometimes. And the reality is people that look like Molly, regardless of where they go in the world, they will always have a different experience. It doesn't really matter what country you go to. Darker skinned people are not necessarily always going to be accepted. It's just not a thing. Brazil has a very dark past with racism amongst people that are already of color. Mexico as well. These countries, along with us in the US, the darker your skin is, the more of a struggle you have. Yes, are Asian people considered people of color? Yeah, because they ain't white. So there goes that. But the reality is people of color and Black people, they're not treated the same. It's just a fact. So I get where Molly was coming from. I fully understood how Molly was feeling because it's like, y'all are not hearing me. I'm telling you what I experienced. And because as Asian people, from the brother's standpoint, he's saying, yeah, I deal with racism, but it's not that serious. And so what Molly's trying to get them to understand is like, your experience it's not that serious for you, but it is for me. And for her trying to explain herself, which Molly's not really great at explaining herself because Molly goes off the deep end already. And I think a lot of the anger that was slung at the brother, was it warranted? Absolutely. However, I think a lot of it is just pent up emotion from dealing with Issa. So now the anger she's having with Issa is just all kind of culminating and shooting out at the brother because he's the one person that's giving her a problem in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Do I think he should have been cussed out? Sure, because I think he was out of pocket. But I don't know if all of that anger that she was feeling was necessarily because of the brother, if that makes any sense. I do feel that the more serious that Molly and Andrew get, the more of a problem this is going to be for them because that brother ain't going away. And right now, Andrew is choosing Molly. I don't know how long it's going to last, to be honest with you. You know, he ain't going to keep choosing her. You know what I'm saying? And quiet as it's kept, a lot of Asian families ain't too good with interracial marriages. Just saying. Y'all can fight with me in the comment section, but that's a well-known fact. Just saying. And Molly, there's nothing light-skinned about Molly. It's clear Molly is a dark-skinned woman. Beautiful. So Molly can't be racially ambiguous. Molly can't pass for light skin or white. Not possible. Even if she tried, she could not. As rich as her skin is, Molly can't pass for nothing. So, you know, I think this situation is only a speck in the grand scheme of problems that her and Andrew are going to have. Because that brother, they're going to have this conversation again. You know? And I'm curious to that conversation that Andrew had with his brother, though. Like, did the brother really say that he was wrong? Because I feel like Andrew just told Molly that to appease Molly in that, excuse me, in that moment. He told Molly, well, yeah, you know, my brother knows he was wrong. Does he? Does he really, though, Andrew? Because I feel like he doesn't. And I feel like the next family meeting y'all have, this is going to come up again. Or anytime Molly has a conversation about racism or how she felt discriminated against, you know, whatever the case may have been, this is going to come up again. This is going to be a problem one more time. One more again, they're going to have an issue. And it's going to get worse because Molly doesn't back down from anybody, which is one of the qualities about her that I love. Okay? But this is going to be a problem, and it's going to come to a point where Andrew is going to have to decide if this back and forth with Molly is worth it with his family. Or Molly's going to make him pick. It's your family or it's going to be me. Because you know Molly can do that. But I will say I'm a little disappointed with this episode because Insecure this season has a tendency to slide in these deeper issues in these small little pockets of time when I'm like, this is a big ass issue. The situation when Tiffany talked about how she was in the hospital and the nurses weren't listening to her and she got a blood clot. That's a huge episode by itself. Don't just slide that in there like women's health problems. Okay, we're going to just blip over it. No, that's a huge topic. Molly and calling the therapist, that's a huge topic. Like, reaching out to your therapist when you're having a problem is a huge topic. This is not something you slide in while Molly's on the beach in a bikini. Like, first of all, make your episodes longer. That part. But, like, I feel that we're allowed to explore these deeper topics in a better manner because we'll have time to do so and not try to cram it into a 22-minute segment where half of it is covered in sex. Also, total like dovetail sidebar. Anybody else felt kind of weird with Molly and Andrew in their sex life? Because I'm like high key, like this is just something about this ain't working for me. Like when she talk about, oh, I brought something and it was like black lingerie, and he's like, oh, that's it. It was like, okay, all right. Then they had their little freaky deaky moment on the airplane. Really, Molly, Andrew, like there's something about them that's not so exciting. Yeah, high key. I liked them when she was bone and drill. Judge me if you want to. I ain't mad, but And then they're in the, when she finally puts on her little black lace lingerie, her lingerie, right? She came out with the blindfold and all this other stuff. And she's like, yeah, you're going to eat my ass. And I was like, no offense to the booty eating community. I ain't mad at none of y'all. Trust me. This is not a judgment. But it was just like, this is so weird. Like for Molly, and it just didn't seem like that chemistry is there. I could just be completely blind to it. But like something about the two of them together intimately is like a total snooze fest. I think Andrew's gorgeous. I think Molly's gorgeous. I just think together they just not gorgeous. They don't make a great couple to me. They just don't. And I was for it in the beginning. Like I was like, yeah, it's Molly, try something new. And it just seems like they just don't. They just don't. They do, but they don't. I could have really did without this entire episode. I get why they did it. I understand that part. Because if we're gonna give Issa her, retrospective moment for an entire episode, the other main character and its problem, Molly, has to get her whole situation figured out. But I just feel like it made me dislike Molly even more. Like, it didn't really resolve anything for me with Molly. I feel like Molly is still a problem. And that was indicative of, when she's talking about, oh, Issa's the one that was wrong. This whole episode just kind of solidified even more reasons why I don't like Molly. And why she's a horrible ass friend. Because, again, at no point did we see her talk with Kelly. And we saw in last episode that Kelly had spoken with Issa because Issa picked up the phone. We know that Kelly told Issa, I've been trying to reach out to Molly. She ain't answering the phone. So that alone just speaks volumes of who she is as a person. I'm not here for it. Molly tends to jump to all these damn conclusions without asking questions. For a lawyer, that's really dumb of you. But somebody whose entire job is to have evidence and to prove such things, you ask no questions. You just do stuff. Ugh. I get it. I understand it. Why this episode had to happen, but I'm all set. I could have done without this episode. I could have really been like, all right, this is great, but nah. So I'm ready to see what happens. Episode 8 with Issa and Lawrence. So I'll be back for that. But I got a few more wings left, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. My fries is basically gone. My blue cheese is almost gone. Yes, I do eat my fries with blue cheese. Don't judge me. And so, yeah, I'm about to get on up out of here. Gotta go wash my hands. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys know I absolutely love you. And I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces, guys.